I see Gary in the room, and there's Nancy as well. Not that Nancy, the other Nancy. Hey, King Reno, what's going on? Let's get Pitch Mitch in the garbage can. Yeah, it's all in the book of Revelations. Anything you want to know about tonight's broadcast, it's in the book of Revelation, so don't worry about that. Oh, I'm just crushing the camera. Hey, Karen, hey, Laura, what's going on? It is a big night across the board. I've already messed up the camera, but I'm here. And what a night it is. There's Anne Marie. Hello, Anne Marie. There's Eliza. There's Christine. How are you doing? How's it all kicking on today? Hello, Adrienne and Anne Marie. And there's Catherine, there's Sean, and there's Lee, there's Sandy, there's Lorena, there's Monty. Where's his community page? La Kyria. There's Monty, and there's Tad, and there's Nancy, there's another Nancy, and Lisa, and then Angel, and Kinkarino, and Sarah, Shannon, and Bobby, and Crystal. What's going on? There's Don, and there's Mitch, and there's Kimberly, there's Colleen, and there's Connie, and Kathy, and Monty again. How are you? And Natalie and Freddie Stockton from the Philippines. And there's Ira. And there's Debbie, there's Brian, there's Connie and Laura and Alma. What's going on? And there's Teresa. Hello, how are you? How are you? And we're simulcasting the Instagram room as well tonight. There's Keith, there's Catherine. What's going on, Pucker Up Lemonade Company? What's going on? Cindy, there's James Brown, Chuck, everything. Kathy and Sandy and Liza. Sherrod, what's going on, Sherrod? Wait, it's Shandy. Sorry, I just totally ruined that name. I just changed it to a total different name. Zam and Laura and Connie. And there's brother Joshua, and there's Brenda and Laura and Connie as well. And there's Brenda killing the new emoji. Yes, if you're just joining me, the breaking news is that there's a new emoji tonight. The new emoji is a dancing pear because you don't care. You're a dancing pear. Big updates across the board. He's like, can you just get to the stimulus? I don't want to hear any hellos. Stop saying hello to people. I just want to know when I'm getting my check. I don't want to say hello to anyone. Just tell me when the check's in my bank account. Can he stop talking hello to anyone? He's too friendly. I don't like people that are friendly like that. Thank you for joining me for tonight's LLA evenings LLA. The donut guy says stop being friendly and stop saying hello. So get on with it already. All right. Uh, it's a good night. It's a Saturday night. I'm here. You're here, and I'm sure there's a theme song for tonight's show somewhere out there. But the developments across the board is that Joe seems to be getting a couple things wrong lately. And the things he's getting a couple things wrong are just a little bit important. They're just a little bit important. And all those things that he's getting wrong have to do with your stimulus. And viewers and I were wondering, 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when I first had the debut of the summary from the Biden-Harris camp of what's in the third stimulus package. And we looked at it and we're like, why is it $400 a week for FPC? And we looked again and was like, wait a second, why is it $400 a week for FPC? Wait, $400 of FPC. Is that a mistake? And then we're like, I'm looking, I can't find the $200 a month for SSI and SSDI. Is it on a page that I'm missing in here? Hello, is there another page to this thing here? I don't see the other page here. Is there a missing page? Where is the $200 a month for SSI and SSDI? I keep on flipping through here and I can't find it. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find the SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits of $200 a month that goes on top of existing benefits. It wasn't in there, and we didn't know why. To this day, we don't know why. We just, he forgot. He doesn't like us. He doesn't care about us. They're bad people. They're liars. They're horrible people. They're mean people. But why is it not in there? We don't know. And then we kept on looking. Okay, $400 a week. Who came up with this crazy number, $400 a week of FPC? Don't make sense. And then we're looking like, oh, well, there's FPC retro, isn't there? And we keep on looking like, I'm sorry, where's the FPC retro? I don't see it. My dog ate it. Yeah, those dogs have their new Twitter accounts. Okay, instead of getting the first dog's Twitter accounts, can you get the first dogs to find our stimulus for us? Can you tell the dogs to go find our stimulus for it? Hey, Fido, go find stimulus. Where is that? And then we kept on looking, and we're like, okay, there's multiple stimulus checks in here, right? I mean, it's course. I'm trying to. What page is the multiple stimulus checks in there? Wait, what is in this thing? And then, then came all the junk. I mean, I have to call it junk. There's nothing but word, no other word but say junk. When suddenly everyone and their sister and brother said, "Oh my God, I'm getting a tax credit from Joe Biden for children. Joe Biden's giving us a tax credit." I'm like, "There's always been a tax credit." What do you mean there's always been a tax credit? There's always been a tax credit. He didn't invent the tax credit for your child. There's always been a tax credit. It's been around for 20 years. And as one viewer said in one of the private messages to me, "Oh my God, it's been around for all these years. I never got that tax credit for my child. Oh, I'm so angry with myself." I'm like, yeah, it's been around for like, I don't know, 5, 10 years. Congratulations. You missed all those years of tax credits. So suddenly Joe's like, congratulations, you get some more tax credits, which you already had. It's just, so as we sit here tonight, we wonder what went wrong. What went wrong with Joseph? I forgot. What's the middle initial? What's the middle initial for Joe Biden? Joseph something Biden. What's the middle initial? What went wrong? Why was some everything sort of disappearing? R, is it R? Joseph R. Biden. What is the middle? What happened? What went wrong with Joseph R. Biden? Well, now we see that there's other things going very incorrect. And those other things going very incorrect tonight impact your stimulus. And these are developments happening just tonight. You're hearing this, you heard it a little bit earlier today on this channel. But these things happening tonight are very new, very robust, and very deeply concerning. What's deeply concerning is that Joe Biden has no plan in place for B.1.351. That is the South African variant to the virus, B-1.351. It is a South African variant to the virus, which there is nothing on the marketplace to battle it. Nothing. You're trying to say, hey, let's reopen America in 90 days. Hey, Margaret with the cat, meow. Oh, meow. Thank you for the big cat. At the 7-minute mark, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. This is the best darn channel out there. I have the most comprehensive details, and I'll be hitting those details in a second, about third stimulus. You're not going to see more coverage anywhere about items in the stimulus than this channel. Also, like this video. We're trying to add about 5,000 subscribers in the next 2 weeks, so let's get it going. Tell your friends and neighbors, tell your friends on Facebook, share these videos, tag people on Twitter, say, hey, watch LI. You got to go watch that kid. And then if you want to become a member, consider becoming a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. And thank you for the people who became members in the video right before that and came right back into this chat. I saw the names. I really appreciate that. So Joe has no plan on how to deal with the variant of the virus, but he does have a plan to open you up and go back to school with a virus, spreading that has no vaccine for it. What am I talking about? It's a South African variant. It's B.1.351 is what it's called. And that South African variant was discovered tonight in Maryland, in Baltimore, just a couple miles away from the White House. Yes. And the person had not been to South Africa. In fact, the person had not even traveled. In fact, the person hadn't gone anywhere. But the person got exposed to someone who had it, who had been to South Africa, and now that person has B.1.351. How significant is this? This is very significant. This now joins the individuals identified in South Carolina, and I heard that there was one in a northern state as well. I thought it was Minnesota, that are the only cases of B-1.351. The South African variant is very contagious. And thank you. Oh, I couldn't see that. It went really fast. Bobby Lawrence, thank you for the super for the dancing pear. I appreciate it, the dancing pear. The South African variant does not have a vaccine ready for it. Bobby with the dancing pear. He don't care. It does not have anything ready to battle it. And the impact of that is your stimulus. Why am I bringing this up? Only because of stimulus. I'm not going at this for any other reason. That you have stimulus predicated upon an event that no one in the White House prepared for. That's item number one. Item number two is that a new report out of Politico today says that the White House is not handling the pandemic or the pandemic with COVID relief, stimulus relief correctly. That they had plans, but those plans are not working. It's like the Mike Tyson quote, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, said one person with knowledge of the efforts inside the White House. They are planning, they are competent. It's just the weight of everything when you sit down in the chair, it's heavy, meaning it's not working. It was a lot of people, very, educated doctors and educated, sophisticated people, but when they try to put it in place, not working. Another person familiar with the administration's work says one of the well-run transitions is that by the time you take the reins, you have to develop some rapport and trust with the career politicians you're working with. But the courtship of these people in the task force for Biden has been unnaturally short. Ooh, that does not sound good. But Julia Morita, a member of the Biden transition team and executive vice president of Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, went on the record. Hey, Sharon, everyone welcome Sharon to the room. Everyone welcome Sharon Carita. Everyone welcome Sharon to the family. Thank you for becoming a Purple Hawk. Nobody had a complete picture. The plans were being made with the assumption that more information would be available once they got into the White House. This is huge. Now, this is huge because this goes back to your stimulus. And that's a comment by someone on the record who is in Biden's transition team. Let's go over that again. This is a person on the record who is in Biden's transition team who says the transition didn't particularly work. Why? Because they assumed when they came into the White House on day one, they would have access to information that would confirm their plans. One, they don't see that information. Two, their plans are not lining up with the information. What does this mean for you and stimulus? I don't need to give you FPC retro because we're opening up the country in 2 months. I don't need to give you multiple stimulus checks because we're opening up the country in 2 months. I don't need to worry about your hazard pay since January of last year because we're opening up the country in 2 months. I don't have to give you SSI and SSDI $200 a month until December because we're opening up the country in 2 months. How are you opening the country in 2 months? How are you opening the country in 2 months? Because I'm vaccinating 100 million people in 100 days. How? Oh, because I'm going to have 100 million doses. How do you know you're going to have 100 million doses? Well, of course I have. Of course I have 100 million. I mean, why would I not have 100 million doses? Well, how do you know you have 100 million? Of course I have 100 million doses. Well, have you checked if you have 100 million doses? Someone's going to check on it for me. Which I'm sure we have. We have to have 100 million doses. Of course we do. Hey, Gabriel, welcome to the family. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Gabriel, to the family. This is big because all your stimulus has been predicated upon a big assumption. And the assumption was there was 100 million doses. 100 million doses means it's going to be 100 million people vaccinated, means we're going to open up the country in 100 days, means you don't need stimulus very far because we're going to be back to normal in 100 days, meaning you're all fine. And who cares about SSI and SSDI for 12 months? Who cares about FPC last year? Who cares about multiples? We're all going to be fine after 100 days. This is how we use science. Well, science doesn't work if you don't have the right numbers. If you don't have the right numbers, then all your assumptions, scientists, were wrong. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I can't even believe I'm reporting this. It's wacko. It's really wacko. And that's before the report came out today that says there's 20 million doses missing. And they don't know where they are. 20 million doses missing and you don't know where they are. So we were supposed to get back to work 20 days earlier, but now we don't have 20 million doses. This is crazy. So people always ask me, why is he not doing FPC retro? Probably because he thought he can get you back to work in 90 days. You can get you back to work in May, in April. You're going to be fine. Everyone's going to be vaccinated. You're all going to be healthy. In 2 months, you'll be back to work. Unbelievable, says Nancy. Nancy's talking. Absolutely. Emo Gene for the super chat. No scientific information. The vaccines will combat the variant of the virus. Um, well, that's actually a very good comment. So, Moderna says that they think that you're fine for 6 months with the two doses you have now, but after 6 months you have to do a booster because then you will have worn off and you won't be able to battle the variant. But I'm not particularly comfortable with that assumption, with that statement. I would still like to see that boost now. How can we send people to Mars, but we can't get people vaccines? Very well said. Thinking is not knowing, says Marcia. They knew COVID was hell. They can't take the vax. The comments are flying. America's never going to go back to normal. They think 2 weeks ago, someone who was vaccinated got COVID again. Pacheco. Well, let's go back to stimulus then. Is that this stimulus was based upon everything being so beautiful by May in this country. Everything's just going to be so wonderful by May in this country. It's going to be so wonderful. I'm just so excited for you in May. It's just going to be beautiful, and we're all going to be back in the school, and this will be in the schools, and teachers will be in the schools, and all the kids will be safe in May, and all the businesses will be open, and we'll be inside dining. It's just be all wonderful. And it's like, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. And so that is why when we pull out our PDF from this channel and we look at the deal items of the third stimulus package, we wonder, wait a second, why is this so measly? Why is it so cheapo? El cheapo. This is El cheapo. Why is it so El cheapo? Because it's, in a way, who does this feel like? It feels like it's Mitch. It feels like it's Mitch. It's like, yeah, I have no data that you're going to be in trouble in June from the virus. Everything's going to be fine in June from the virus. You're not going to have any problems. No, actually, we now know the opposite. Now we know the opposite. The Governor Larry Hogan gave a news statement late today that the variant was discovered in Baltimore. We strongly encourage Marylanders to practice extra caution to limit additional risks of transmission associated with this variant. Please continue to practice standalone public health and safety measures, including wearing masks, hand washing, and physical distancing. You want to tell that guy that you're getting back to normal in a few weeks from now? He's going to say, yeah, sure. We got the variant in our state now. I don't think so. So when we look at the third stimulus package items and we see a $1,400 stimulus check, we're like, $1,400 stimulus check. Well, yeah, maybe under your land where we're back to normal in March or April, in the Neverland of Promised Land, as someone said. We're all back to normal in March, yeah. Here's $1,400. You're fine. You're going to be, you'll have a job in March, and you'll be driving the Tesla, or the Tesla will be driving you, and you'll be totally fine. Yeah. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. $1,400 is El Cheapo. It's El Cheapo. And so the push is underway to get a bigger stimulus check out there. The push is underway to get a bigger stimulus check out there. And you know me, because I know the viewers of this channel in this chat have been with me for a while. I am opportunistic. I just butchered that word. I'm opportunistic when I can be for purposes of your stimulus. And now is the time to say, hey, you based $1,400 El Cheapo on a very good pandemic situation. You based $1,400 on 100 vaccinations, 100 million vaccinations, 100 days. You're not going to do that. No scientist in this country says you're going to do that. First of all, you don't have 100 million doses, so that you can't. There is no 100 million doses. Second, you're not going to be able to buy or manufacture 100 million doses in 100 days. They'll be here in June. The doses that you ordered last week. So now it's time we want more, says Kalisha. Yes. So this is your opportunity to be opportunistic. This is we call stimulus opportunism. We call this stimulus opportunisms. We now have a very good reason to demand a lot more stimulus because you messed up on your predictions to us with the pandemic. You, as the president of the United States, promised us that you do you think they're stringing us along, LA? No, I think that it was sloppy work. It's just sloppy work. I think that someone didn't tell Joe what they needed to tell Joe, and Joe believed that person with the numbers for the doses, and that person was sloppy. And now Joe has made this incredible promise, which is totally untrue: 100 million doses in 100 days, 100 million vaccinations in 100 million days, when he doesn't have 100 million doses. They don't exist. And said we're going to be back to normal in 2 months, 3 months, when you're not. So now you suddenly have a reason to say, hey, $2,000 a month, 6 months. Sorry, Charlie, you messed up. You don't have enough doses for us. And as that woman said on Friday, I think it was a female reporter. She asked him on Friday, Mr. President, why didn't you order more doses? Give me time. I just got here. Okay, well, you want some time? Well, give us some more stimulus checks while you figure it out. You want some more time to figure out how to deal with this pandemic and how to get the doses ordered. You think that you ordered enough doses? Fine, give us another stimulus check while you figure it out, because we need some stimulus checks while you figure out how to be president of the United States. We elected you to you never been president before, so uh, th- did you make a new PDF? I did not make a new one today. It's the same one from the 123. Sorry, Charlie. So this is the opportunistic time, Purple Power, to go on social media and say, hey, this stimulus package is too small because you predicted a series of events that are never going to be happening. Well, actually, didn't predict it, promised 100 million vaccinations in 100 days that would reopen the economy and reopen schools and reopen business, and that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now, let's assume that he had 100 million vaccinations, which he doesn't. Let's assume that. Now we have the South African variant. The South African variant is just, it is next level. It basically says, wait a second, you have a very serious situation on your hand. You need to get this done right now. 22 people in the room, 22 minutes in this video. Wow. 1,100 people in the room. Wow. This is a very well watched video. Thank you for joining me. So the push is really to get at least $2,000. It's sort of ridiculous now at $1,400 because the situation, as someone just said, is scary. No one thinks that South Africa variant is a walk in the park. Everyone thinks it's scary. You saw the Johnson & Johnson trial numbers on Friday. The Johnson & Johnson numbers showed that the efficiency, the effectiveness of their vaccine against South Africa dropped substantially. And so you really need to ensure that you have enough stimulus to get through this. Um, Hazard pay, frontline workers. What are you going to do? You're going to give hazard pay for 3 months. You're going to give hazard pay for 4 months. SSI and SSDI. You want? Let me talk about my SSI and SSDI viewers for a second. At the 23 marks. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Also consider becoming a member. The member link is in the pinned comment. We're trying to add about 5,000 new subscribers in the next 2 weeks. And Queen Sandy will get on you. There's 1,100 in the room. She's doing a great job. 1,100 in the room, but only half have liked this video. So get those likes up. 468. Let's get them going. There we go. 470. Get them going. Um, Senior citizens have to stay home. You are the highest risk community for the virus. Seniors need to stay home. You're included in the SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans benefits thing that I talk about on a every few hours. You have to stay home. You're the most risk to the strain. And by staying at home, you need more money. You're staying at home and you're using resources of your home in a way you normally may not have done. So you need more stimulus. That $200 a month is absolutely so needed. Pete DeFazio, representative of the House of Representatives in fall December 2020, Democrat, said seniors need more stimulus checks. They need more than the average person because they're struggling more. It costs them more to live because eggs and milks have gone up, and they're not making more money. They're seniors. They're retired. They're retirees. Veterans, the same situation. People on disability, same situation. They're vulnerable. They are vulnerable to the virus. Some of them have compromised immune systems. They need more assistance, and someone needs to speak for them. And maybe they don't care about us, someone said. I don't know if they don't care about you, but uh, they need to get their facts straight. And they've not had their facts straight for a lot of stuff. And their lack of facts started with presuming that they were going to vaccinate all these people and that everyone was going to be, hey, a dancing pair in March. You're not going to be all a dancing pair in March. A new report this afternoon from Georgia in Atlanta talked about Mercedes Stadium and showed that they're doing a wonderful job of vaccinating about 1,000 people a day there. But guess what they said? They see a reoccurring clientele, and that reoccurring clientele were white, young people. They did not see older people, and they did not see minorities. They didn't like it, and no one else likes it. They saw only white young people showing up. They showed no older people showing up, which means that A, either older people couldn't get there, didn't know how to get there, had no one to take them there, or were afraid to get there, didn't know how to get there. And so you show an enormous demographic absence of people that may have wanted to go there but couldn't get there. And this is a very big issue. And so Joe Biden, if he wants to ensure that stimulus gets to everyone on SSI and SSDI and Social Security and relevant benefits, we have to ensure that all the people can get access to the vaccine that they want to get the vaccine. In California, there was a big memo that went to the governor talking about people on disabilities, how they want to get prioritized up on the totem pole for the vaccine before Uber and Lyft drivers, and it fell on deaf ears. And so this comes all back to stimulus, which is if you want to help people get from A to B, you got to get that stimulus going. Um, I can't even get a vaccine shot in New York. There's not even enough, says Patty. So when we go to the stimulus in the third stimulus package, we have $1,400 stimulus check. It needs to be $2,000. I mean, at least $2,000. It's supposed to be $1,400 for $2,000. The viewers of this channel clearly know the law, know the history by now. I don't have to repeat it. You clearly are informed and educated by now. You were promised $1,400 last year, and you're promised $2,000 this year. Thank you for the super chat. Funny person 251. I appreciate that. You were promised $1,400 last year, and you're promised $2,000 this year. Suddenly, you're getting a fraction of that at just $1,400. You were promised $3,200 as an adult dependent last year and another $2,000 now. Instead of $5,200, you're getting $3,200. FPUC, you were promised $600 a month from last year to the present. That's $12,000 approximately. Tabitha, what's the question? I didn't see the question. There's 1,100 people in the room, so I apologize if I don't see one person's question. There was, that's $12,000 they're not giving you. I mean, they're not giving you 6,000 of them, or 4,000. They're not giving you any of the $12,000. Then going forward, they're doing FPUC at $400 a week. How much better is that than what you have now? It's just $100 more. It doesn't feel like this is reality. It feels like it's off point. It looks like people who don't get it. Let's keep those likes going. And in fall of 2020, we could understand the situation. We could understand it when it was Democrats fighting Republicans, Nancy fighting Donald, Nancy fighting, he wants this and she wants that. We can understand it. This at the moment it's just Joe and Joe and Joe and Joe. Politicians are not listening to Sean Adams. It's very clear they're not listening. It's very clear there's something not particularly at issue here. We're just getting air putty. Brenda, they're opening schools in order. I'm on SSDI and 64 years old. I get $901. They're crazy and they don't know what to do. Brenda, I believe politicians. So I couldn't read that. Joan, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Thank you for joining the room. Why don't they stop air travel? They did stop some air travel. What happened to the $8 billion that was left over from the CARES Act, Patricia? That's still there. 800 billion, not 8 billion, 800 billion. It's still there. They have all this money sitting around. Why numbers change the vaccines? Why does money from number of vaccines impact the stimulus? Because he's doing the stimulus based upon where he thinks this economy is going to be in 2 months, and it's not going to be that way because he's basing it based upon vaccination rates that he can't achieve. When numbers change in vaccine amounts available, then stimulus numbers should change also, says Kathy. Wow, that's well said. Very well said. I've been very sick. I've been sick through my entire life. The last 6 years, I've been on. Oh, sorry to hear that. Welcome, Joan, to the. Oh, did Joan just join? I missed it. I did not say that. Welcome, Joan, to the family. Thank you for joining, Joan. I guess I missed that. Screen went up the screen real fast. So with that, let me answer some of your incredible 2,000 comments and questions from yesterday's recording. There was a lot of great questions. If you have questions to today's video, drop them in the comments below, and I might answer them in tomorrow's recording. Paul Harrison, is this stimulus package? Everyone Congress impeached and thrown in prison. So Paul doesn't even think it's a stimulus package. Cat M. Flores, thank you for coming up. Member of this family. Hey, Cat M. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Majol Keith, SS 200, retro stimulus, bills paid. If they're over $200, better health care, cheap car insurance. Glenn, Elliot, I would like to say thank you for being here for us. I appreciate that, Lynn Glenn. I appreciate it. And I think I've read her comments now 3 days in a row, so it's always a great comment. Thank you, Lynn Glenn. Michael Adams, the check, the help with utilities and food stamps. Daniel George, what about being a caregiver working for the state? I think he's asking if it's a central worker. Yes, absolutely true. Let's get those likes up. 600 likes, but 1,200 people in the room. Thank you for joining in the room. 1,200. Thank you for the new members as well. Lewis Daniels, there's a lot they could be helping us with. Thank you, LA, for all you do to help us. I appreciate that, Lou. Maya Kahan. Hang on, guys. Stimulus is coming. Slowly. Don't lose the faith. Amen. I love that. I love that. She says, don't lose the faith. Lawrence Miles. This is not a laughing question. Everyone feels the same way unless you don't even need it in the first place. Now, where in the hell is my $1,400? Viewers of this channel are also saying, where the hell is my $2,400? William Lanier. Actually, 30. That was bad math there. $3,400. William Lanier. What about people that hand out food to the people in the food drives? Amen. Marna Nava. What about restaurants like Del Taco? That's hazard pay. Phil Teresi. I want the $1,400. I want the $2,000, and I want my $200 extra a month for Social Security disabilities, and I want my 20% increase. I love that. Absolutely love that. Hey, Danny V. And hey, Lavon. What's going on? Everyone welcome Danny V. and welcome Lavon to the room. Danny V. and Lavon, thank you for becoming part of this family. I really appreciate for joining here. Joyce Paddock. How do I get my children's stimulus check? What should I do about this? Please help. If you have a missing child stimulus check, then they don't know the child exists. Best way to do it is file a tax return and claim it to get credit back to you. Denise Blue, do you think they're going to give us a stimulus check? Oh, absolutely. They're going to give you a stimulus check. The question is, how much is a stimulus check? Kathy Osborne, is there an income threshold for hazardous pay? My daughter's a surgical nurse and she's already got COVID. Oh, my goodness. Vivian Deluc, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Nancy had it. Nancy's hazard pay had it. $10,000 hazard pay if you made less than $100,000, and if you made more than $100,000, you can get $5,000. Great question. Roxanne Heffron, what happened to the $200 for SSI and SSDI? Not on the bill. That's why we're fighting to get it in there. Kathy Doan, what is Nancy Pelosi that left out on the third stimulus package? Was it Nancy that left it out, or was it Biden who left it out? I love that. So the viewer's asking, Kathy, did Joe leave out the SSI or SSDI, or did Nancy leave it out of the bill? Let me ask the viewers in this chat, who do you think left out the SSI and SSDI from the bill, Joe or Nancy? Drop your comments on the screen. I think you know what the answer is. Ultimately, both of them could fix it. We know that. But who left it out of there? Nancy, both, Nancy, both. Bove, Nancy, Nancy, Bove, Bove, Nancy, Nancy, Bove. Yeah. Wow. That's one of the very few times that I have a different opinion than the viewers of the channel. I think that's the only time I've had a different opinion than the viewers of the channel. I said, it's Joe. My understanding is Joe wrote the bill. Joe wrote the bill with his economic team and Yellen and gave it to Nancy. Said, here you go. And Nancy sent to her subcommittee. So I don't think Nancy had anything to do with the writing of the bill. But maybe I'm wrong. I had heard that it was just Joe wrote the bill and that he gave it to her and said, here you go. Um, I mean, do you think Nancy wrote $400 a week of FPUC? It doesn't make sense. I wrote the dancing pair. Thank you. I wrote the dancing pair. I really appreciate it. And thank you for hitting the like button. Oh, there's Vivian with another dancing pair. What's that pair doing? Oh, it's a bashful pair. It's a bashful pair. I don't think Nancy wrote the bill. Nancy wrote FPUC at $400 a week. She hates that number. She hates $400 a week. She wants $600 a week. I don't think she wrote that number. I think Joe wrote the bill and gave it to her and said, hey, here you go. Do you know she sneaky things? She likes sneaky things. um, Paris Taylor. I wonder what hour they will give us the package. Something go across the screen. I missed something. I looked down for a second. Oh, Debbie. Thank you, Debbie, for another dancing pair. I appreciate it. Dancing pairs all over the place. Viewer asks, I wonder what hour they will show us the bill. I don't know. After lunch. They got to go have their lobster at lunch. Well, what a night it is with 1,200 people in the room and 730 likes. You did a great job, Captain Sandy, Queen Sandy. It's Monday. I'm dying to see if FPUC is retro in there. Yes, everyone's waiting to see this bill with bated breath. And who knows what day we will see the bill. Hopefully as soon as possible. And Janet might need to be present. Yes, Yellen for president. This is the only one that seems to be pushing and moving. Um, if you wow, it's just so much across the board. At 37-minute mark, let me give a big update. At the 37-minute mark, let me give a big update. The bill has been in the House of Representatives. It's proposed to be voted upon early next week in the House, and then sent to the Senate to be voted later that week, and then land on Joe Biden's table thereafter. The moment it's on the House floor, we'll have a copy of the bill. I'll be delivering it to you. I'll be giving you a lot of PDFs on explaining those details. After this video, I'll be giving you the latest PDFs as well. No change since yesterday, but I'll just be reposting them, especially for the new viewers of this channel. Thank you for the new people who joined in this chat and during this chat and became a new member of this channel. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. We're trying to add another 5,000 subscribers in the next 2 weeks. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Oh, and by the way, thank you for keeping watching the views. I think tonight we're going to be at 94 million views. So we added another 2 million views. We're chasing down 100 million views at the end of this 9th month. So that's our goal. No one in the history of YouTube has done anything like this. So keep it going. We're trying. If you did not watch a video today, there's like 11 to choose from. If you did not watch a video today, please watch a video, get the views up. Tell your friends to watch the videos. We're trying to get that benchmark. Watch as many videos as you can. And meantime, oh, Tad. Tad with Super Lemon higher than the mountains, leaving the Bat Cave in the Bat Lemon Mobile. Super Lemon. Thank you, Tad, again for the Super Lemon. It cracks me up every night. Every time I see it, I really appreciate it. I'll be back live with you, live chat, not on air, but live chat for Hazard Pay at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. A couple hours from now, about 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now. That's Hazard Pay at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a lot of fun. I'm in there live chatting. It gets really busy. It's a lot of fun. So join me if you are up and awake or dozing off because you're listening to Nancy talk. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, like this video. And if not, I will see you later on Hazard Pay. Then I'm back at 1 a.m. with EIDL, and followed by that with FPUC at 3 a.m. no, 2 a.m. And then early mornings LA at 3 and 3:30, and then back at 8:30 a.m., all Pacific Standard Times. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a great evening. Thank you for joining me on tonight's recordings, and stay with LA for more.